Hello everyone, welcome to another Criminale. Today I'm going to go through my November TBR pile. So I'm going to try and get through this quickly. I'm going to structure it in the same way as I did my October reading wrap up. So 4 sections: crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing, in line with the channel motto. So let's do crime first. So first up, Dead City by Shane Stevens, which is a book I've been meaning to read for years and years and years. Picked up a couple of copies of it recently. It's supposed to be a very brutal kind of mob novel. Stephen King's a big fan of it, so we shall see what that one is like. Speaking of Stephen King, up next, Joyland by him, which again, I've owned this book for years, but somehow I've never got around to reading it. So feels like I need to dig into this one and see what it's all about. I've quite enjoyed, I didn't enjoy later his hard case crime novel at all, but I really like The Colorado Kid. So we'll see what I make of this one. And then another one from Hard Case Crime, which again I've been meaning to read for a long time. So The 20-Year Death by Ariel S. Winter, which is kind of 3 novels in one, set I think with a kind of 10-year time gap between each part of it. Yeah, so one in the 30s, one in the 40s and one in the 50s, but kind of related stories. So that looks really interesting. So that's the 3 crime novels done. On to pulp. So really this is continuing with read-throughs of series that I'm already doing. So I've got book 10 of the Edge series, Vengeance is Black, which is a pretty cool title. The second book in the Phoenix Force series, so I recently read the first one. Starting a new series, albeit I've read this one before, so the Survivalist series, so the first book in that series. So this is like post-apocalyptic adventure type stuff. And then a couple of Mac Bolan books to read as well. 3 Mac Bolan books, in fact. So books, I think it's 4, 5 and 6 in the series. So Miami Massacre, Continental Contract, and then the one I'm really keen on reading, Assault on Soho, which is set in London. So I'm really interested to see what Don Pendleton does with a London setting. And then another series I'm reading through, so the Gore books by John Norman, so up to book 3 of those, Priest Kings of Gore, which again I have read this one before, but quite looking forward to rereading it. So that's the pulp stuff. I should get through all of those quite quickly, I think. So moving on to horror, currently reading on my Kindle Funland by Richard Lehman, which is okay so far. I'm about a quarter of the way through. And we'll also be reading on Kindle The Resurrectionist by Ruff James White for the Plagued by Visions November read-along. Also aiming to pick up Queen of the Cicadas, which I've been meaning to read for ages, by V. Castro, which has had excellent reviews. I'm going to be rereading Let's Go Play at the Adams by Mendel Johnson, the infamous novel based on the same horrible real life events as The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. So I did read this in the past when I was a teenager, probably much too young to read it, so interested to reread that one. So moving on to that kind of thing. So I've got this one. I'm going to have to look at it so I can read the title because it's long. So From Those Wonderful Folks Who Gave You Pearl Harbor, Frontline Dispatches from the Advertising War by Jerry de la Femina. So this is the book that the series Mad Men was based on. Reading this for my kind of work book club that I'm part of. Next up, this one, Trial by Battle by David Piper. So I picked up 3 of these the other day when I was at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford. So this is a series of reissues they've done of books that were written during or near the Second World War. So yeah, got 3 of them. One a kind of sea-based one, this one a land-based one, and one that's an air-based one. So I thought that was quite an interesting split of the 3. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then also got this, the first of the 3 collected Robert E. Howard Conan stories from, who's it from? From Del Rey, which is heavily recommended by Michael K. Vaughan. So yeah, really looking forward to reading these. I don't think I've read any of the Robert E. Howard Conan stories before. And then also, and I've lost my copy of it somewhere in the house, but I can't find it. Also reading at the moment First Blood by David Morrell, so the book that the Rambo character was based on, which I'm really enjoying. So doing a buddy read of that with Juan from Plagued by Visions. So that will definitely be finished this month as well. So last month I managed to get through everything I had in my TBR. I don't know, I've been a bit more ambitious this month, so I don't know if I'll manage it this month or not, but looking forward to picking up all of these, and we'll report back as I go through. So I'm going to start doing weekly updates, I think, on the weekend, to let you know how I'm getting on. So you can expect to see mini reviews of some of those books in the next one of those, which hopefully will be this coming weekend. Anyway, hope you're all well, keep safe, and I will speak to you again soon. Cheerio.